welcome back. This is our training program entitled How to Build a Growing Business. And in this program, we have 9 modules that we encourage you to be studying and working through. And this is the first module. We call this module Mindset. And in our last video, we began with this topic of mindset. And what we did is we introduced you to the 5 steps of our strategic thinking and strategic focusing process. And then we jumped into step 1, which is face reality. And the first part of facing reality is just to do a personal assessment. And what we like to do is use the wheel of life and the business wheel. Sometimes we refer to the wheel of life as the personal wheel. And so I hope you did that. I hope you've completed both of those wheels and you've identified those personal and business areas that you want to pay some extra attention to over the next 90 days. And to really push the envelope on to see breakthrough in your personal and in your business life. In this training video, we want to move on to the next part of facing reality, which is to really examine your mindset. How do you think? So many small business owners, we get into business not because we're necessarily entrepreneurs or we think like entrepreneurs. You typically have some craft or some trade or some skill that we're pretty good at, and we just want to do that. And so we create our own business, and we're really good at what that business does, the technical work of the business, but we don't really know a lot about leadership and growing and building a dynamic business. And so that's what this program is for. But it starts by you as a business owner elevating your mindset and learning to think on a higher level. And one of the best ways to do that is to stop and think about, what is my hourly rate? How much would I charge or do I charge per hour to do what I'm an expert at doing? So think about that for a minute. This week I was speaking to a business owner here in our area, and I threw this question out, and I said, if you were to go consult with another business, and you were going to be their expert, their subject matter expert, and you were going to bring your knowledge and your years of experience to give them consultation and counsel and coaching on how to do it, how much would you charge per hour? And they thought for a moment, and he came up with this number of $200 an hour. And I said, well, that sounds reasonable for what you're doing here. And so if you were going to bill out your time, you'd bill it at $200 an hour. But you're not just a consultant. You're a business owner. And you not only have that knowledge and expertise to be a consultant, you also carry on top of that the responsibility and the burden and the challenge of building and growing your business. And so I encourage people, once you identify your reasonable hourly rate for your services, as a business owner, you should double that. If that's right, double that, because what you do is more than just the work of the business. You carry the liability, you carry the burden, you carry the vision. You are the one building the business. And so your time is worth double what the expert in your field would be paid. And so in this gentleman's case, I told him, your real hourly rate's more like $400 an hour. And as he thought about that, it began to sink in and began to make sense. And that's what I would encourage you to do. And so start by thinking, what is my hourly rate? That will help you elevate your mindset and think differently. Because what's going to happen as we go along, I'm going to say, is that worth your hourly rate? You're doing this task, you're doing that task. Is that really worth your hourly rate? And if you're honest with yourself, most of the time we say no. Doesn't mean we're never going to have to do small tasks or menial tasks. Sometimes you want to do those things just to build a culture of servanthood in your business, and that's a good thing. But always be thinking, is this the way I need to be spending my time? And so elevate your mindset first around time and around the value of your time. And there are 3 mindset shifts that I think every one of us needs to embrace and work on. And the first mindset shift is the shift from that of a strategic, or from an employee to a strategic business leader. And part of it starts by just thinking about your time and what your time is worth. You want to be thinking about how do I build a business? Not just how do I do the work of the business, but how do I build a business that is growing and dynamic and a business that I'm really proud of? One of my favorite resources, a book, an old book that I read years ago, was written by Michael Gerber entitled The E-Myth. And it's been republished in more recent years as The E-Myth Revisited. And this is something Michael Gerber said. He said, what if you don't want to be there in your business? What if you'd like to be somewhere else? On vacation, or at home, or reading a book, working in the garden? Is there any place you'd rather be than your business? There should be. Sometimes you need to get away from your business and you need to take a break. You need to have a life apart from business. And so many small business owners, they don't. All they do is work. And unfortunately, their families pay a price. Their health pays a price. They pay a mental price. And so I want you to think about, what would it take to get away from my business, to build a business that could run without me there 24/7? And make it your goal to have a business where you can take a week of vacation or a 2-week vacation or a month of vacation. Gerber goes on and he says, what if you don't want to be there? What if you just feel lazy? What if you're sick? What if you want to take a vacation? What if you want to take a sabbatical? He says, don't you see, if your business depends on you, you don't own a business, you simply have a job. And that's what many small business owners have. They just have a job. And it's the worst job in the world, Gerber says, because you're working for a lunatic. So think about that. Are you building a business, or are you just building a job? And so shift your mindset. Think about, I'm a strategic business leader, not just an employee. If you cannot get away from your business, you really don't have an effective business system. And what we're doing in these training modules, if you'll go through each of the modules, we will help you build systems in your business so your business can run more and more without you. So that's the first mindset shift. Think about yourself more as a strategic business leader than just an employee. The second mindset shift you need to make is the shift from scarcity to abundance. The truth is, we live in a world of abundance. God has given us so much, and there's so much opportunity. There's so many resources. We have so much to work with. We have so much to be grateful for. And it's important to elevate your mindset and not think in terms of scarcity, not think in terms of life or business being a zero-sum game, because it's not. We create new stuff all the time. And you create new things, and you create new opportunities. And we have an abundance of resources and an abundance of opportunities at our fingertips. And so think of life and think of your business from the standpoint of abundance. If you lose a customer, that's a bummer, but the truth is there are many, many more. If your marketing effort doesn't hit what you want it to on this particular occasion, don't worry about it. There's more opportunities and more techniques and tools that you can use. There's always more that you can pursue and develop. So elevate your mindset from scarcity to that of abundance. One of the best ways to do that is to create a top 10 list of things that you're grateful for. When we develop an attitude and a mindset of gratitude, it helps us move right into a mindset of abundance. And so one of the assignments I want to encourage you to do is make that list of 10 things that you are most grateful for today. Do that and reflect on those things, and it will help your heart and it will help your mindset. So make the mindset shift from an employee to a strategic business leader. Secondly, make that mindset shift from scarcity to abundance. And then the third mindset shift I want you to make is the mindset shift from limiting beliefs to possibility thinking. So many of us are trapped in limiting beliefs, and we don't even know it much of the time. And so what I want you to do is go through your worksheet that you have. I have 7 common limiting beliefs that I want you to look at. I want you to read and think about. Do any of these limiting beliefs affect you? Do they reflect how you speak or how you think from time to time? And I want you to really search your heart and be open to the fact that I probably have numerous limiting beliefs. and try to start identifying those. Start with one today, or maybe two, and write them down and think about what would life be like if I wasn't limited by this particular belief, but if the opposite were true. And so make that shift from limiting beliefs to possibility thinking, because the truth is you have so much potential and so much opportunity. The only thing holding you back is your mindset.